Enzymes. Properties of enzymes. Enzyme is a biocatalyst that speeds up the chemical reaction. So the role of the enzyme is to speed up the chemical reaction. Enzymes act in small amount. In any experiment, we use only very small amount of enzymes. Enzyme remains intact at the end of the reaction. So, enzyme is not damaged or impaired in any way at the end of the reaction. يعني بنقول at the end of the reaction الإنزيم بضل مثل ما هو. Okay? It remains the same. Okay? أنا بدي أشوف the properties of enzymes. So جينا عملنا this experiment. In this experiment we have two tubes. Tube 1 which contains cooked starch plus salivary amylase plus water. Tube 2 which contains cooked starch plus water plus pepsin. The two tubes are placed in a water bath of temperature 37 degrees. These are the conditions. إذا بدي أروح أنا على results. These are the results. After 30 minutes, Fehling test gives brick red precipitates in tube 1 and blue color in tube 2. These are the results. So Fehling test gives brick red precipitates in tube 1 and blue color in tube 2. Number 1. Determine the variable factor in the experiment. Variable factor يعني العامل المتغير. إذا بيجي أنا على experiment. In tube 1, the substrate is cooked starch. In tube 2, the substrate is cooked starch. They are the same. In tube 1, we have water. In tube 2, we have water. Both the tubes are placed in a water bath of temperature 37 degrees. إذا بدي أشوف أنا الإنزيم. The enzyme in tube 1 is salivary amylase. The enzyme in tube 2 is pepsin. So what is the variable factor in this case? The variable factor is enzyme. Okay? Determine the variable factor in the experiment. The variable factor is enzyme. Salivary amylase is the enzyme in tube 1. Pepsin is the enzyme in tube 2. No. Number 2. Analyze the experiment. كلنا بنعرف analyze يعني بدي أعمل أنا connection between the results and the conditions of the experiment. But keep in your mind that the variable factor should be mentioned in analysis. يعني أكيد بدي أذكر شو the variable factor. إذا بدي بلش أنا هون. What are the results? After 30 minutes, Fehling test gives brick red precipitates in tube 1 and blue color in tube 2. يعني إذا بدي أعمل أنا هون analysis بدي بلش شو بالresults. بدي أعمل connection between conditions and results. So, after 30 minutes, Fehling test gives brick red precipitates in tube 1, which contains cooked starch and salivary amylase. Okay? أكيد لما أكون أنا عم بعمل analysis لازم استعمل شو the term while. So, after 30 minutes بلش من هون بالresults. After 30 minutes, Fehling test gives brick red precipitates in tube 1, which contains cooked starch and salivary amylase. While Fehling test gives blue color in tube 2, which contains cooked starch and pepsin. Okay? So, what is the conclusion in this case? إذا بدي أشوف أنا هون. إذا بدي بلش بالresults. After 30 minutes, Fehling test gives the brick red precipitate